Hello, everyone. This is EJ, Eric Johnson, the brand.
And Aaron Thigpen, the source.
Welcome to the podcast. Today, we're going to talk about training. And the concept or the thought is this. How can we make training fun, or is training too boring? Aaron, what do you think about that? What do you think? I mean, how do you make training fun, man?
Because, you want training to be fun, but you can also go overboard with it. And there's something I see a lot of it, what I call entertainment. And it's...
Entertainment. I never heard that before.
Yeah,
Talk to me.
that's a word that I made up.
I like that.
It's when I see coaches or athletes just doing things that don't have any real value to what they're trying to accomplish. And, they kind of look, and it might be something that's fun or something that looks cool, especially with the, the Instagram and YouTube, crowd now. I see a lot of things that I would put into that category. And it's like, well, why are you doing that? Or how is that going to translate into your sport performance? So, I get that training can be mundane.
Right.
And it can get tedious and boring. But that's part of training. It's part of anything. There's some things you're really going to like, and then there's other things that you're not going to like them, but you got to eat them anyway.
Right.
So obviously you want your training to be, for the most part, to me, the most important thing is it should be challenging.
Okay.
And I think if it's challenging, you'll find that it'll be fun.
Gotcha.
But it also needs to be pertinent to the goal you're trying to achieve. So, I guess that's maybe more of an egghead answer to what your question was. But yes, it can be fun, but there also needs to be some reality of really what you're trying to do at training.
What I see out there, Aaron, a lot of times is busy work.
Yeah,
exactly. It's like busy work. Well, okay, let's make up this drill, and they'll like it, and get them in, get them out, kind of mentality. Yeah. And for what we do in trying to make athletes better at the next level, it seems like that's just a waste of time. It doesn't help them develop into the athlete they should be if we just say, okay, I saw this exercise, let's just do it to do it because it looked kind of cool, and I think the kids will enjoy it and they'll have a good time doing it. Right. I think training for a next level athlete, it's a process. There's discipline, there's commitment. And it is fun. I think those athletes who put their head down a little bit, they're having fun doing it.
Right.
I mean, it's challenging, whether you put a stopwatch on them or you're putting goals on a certain specific exercise or weight that they're going to do in the exercise. I think that's what drives those elite athletes to the next level rather than let's just get them in and get them out mentality.
Yeah. Yeah, I would agree with that. For me, it's a little bit different because I have athletes for very short, brief periods of time. I don't have an athlete 5 days a week generally.
Right.
And I may only have that athlete for an hour. So I really have to be efficient. And I don't have the luxury of having extra time to maybe put in games or some other things that coaches can do. And it doesn't mean that games... there's no value to those, but you want to make sure the games still have a training component in them.
Right.
Whether it's something that works on a skill, or maybe it's something that works on their aggression or their focus. And those things can be fun, in the right setting, but that can't be all that you do. The other thing that I run into with a lot of young athletes is because they come from a lot of practices where coaches are instituting fun things to do.
Okay.
They think training should be the same way. And sometimes with training, like I said, you've just got those mundane things that you've got to get the reps in, and it is going to be boring and it is going to be tedious. And that's a conversation I have all the time with the younger athletes, especially when they're first getting into performance training. Right. And I sit them down and say, hey, look, everything we do isn't going to be fun. You're not going to like everything we do. And some things you're going to be doing for a long time. And they're not going to be very entertaining. Yeah. Right. And that's just part of the process. And I think if athletes understand that, it makes it a little bit easier for them to work through that period.
Yeah, it's interesting as I, watch the younger guys come through here, Aaron, and watch the young athletes that I train also. One of the things I hear is that, they want to have a good time, they want to have fun. I said, well, I like that too. As an instructor, we want to make it as fun as possible too. It's not like we like it to make it boring.
Right.
But to be honest with you, I think the players that are younger, on the younger side that come in, they're pretty much want to be here.
Yeah.
I see those guys and it's kind of neat to watch them train alongside an older guy, or that older guy give that younger guy advice, whatever we're doing, and to watch the focus that younger athlete has when that young maybe mentor or somebody like that's looking at them or telling them something, and they're just like glued into it. And I think when they see other athletes older than them, or other athletes that they're trying to aspire to be, that makes it fun and it's not boring anymore.
Right.
They go, man, I want to learn how to do that. How does he jump so high?
Right.
How does he do that exercise? And they might come up to you or me and go, can I do that next? And it inspires them to move forward and get something out of it.
And that leads into the next thing I wanted to talk about was, fun is what you make it. And it's the environment that you create for yourself or that's created for you. Now, again, if you've got an instructor or a coach or a trainer who's kind of cracking the whip, that probably isn't too much fun.
No, that's not cool.
But if you've got someone that, keeps it light and again, makes some challenges for you guys and maybe changes things up every now and then, that can be fun. How do you do that on your own? Again, creating the right environment, even on your own. Maybe having some music on or some other sorts of things that you like, getting you in that nice space where it is fun to go out and work out in the garage or in your room and that sort of thing. I've got one little guy, Logan Green.
Right.
And it's funny, his dad showed me a picture of him. He's got his shirt off and he's got his music blaring. And he's hitting off the tee, and this kid's 12, 11 years old?
He's 12 years old, man. I know Lo. Yeah.
So I'm like, he knew how to put together the environment that allowed him to want to train, but it was also fun for him. So, I think that's important.
Yeah, putting those players in that environment and them understanding how to do that, and that's one thing you do really well here at Game Speed is that, and something that you and I talk in hardball athletics all the time is putting the kids in environments where they can succeed, but in an environment where, they can grow, learn, develop, and have those life skills that allows them to move on in whatever endeavor they do in life, but more importantly, how to train to be an elite type player.
Right. So, kids out there, my takeaway would be make your training challenging, and that can be timing yourself, measuring, what you're doing, those sorts of things, giving yourself some kind of objective other than just, okay, I'm going to hit 50 balls off the tee. Make it so that you're going to hit a third of them to the left, third of them to the right, third straight down the middle, or, whatever you're working on. If you're a basketball player, then you're changing how you're doing your shots or whatever approaches that you want to take. But those sorts of things will help to get the juices flowing, make the workout routine a lot funner. And again, there would be environment. Have a place where you like to train. Make it comfortable for you so that it's not a hassle. And then the other is bring the right state of mind. I always tell athletes a switch should come on when you walk through the doors of this gym. And part of that switch might be, hey, okay, I'm here to get this work done. Mm-hmm. What am I going to crush today? Right. You know, or what am I going to show Coach Aaron that I learned today? Or, right. you know, how am I going to challenge myself? All of those things can make a workout fun. And there's going to be those days where, yeah, you got to do that 20 reps of something, and it's boring and you hate it. But, you know, that's just part of the process.
I love that, Aaron. I love the end on that. That's great advice for all the players out there and all the parents. And again, this is Coach EJ, the brand.
And Coach Aaron Thigpen, the source. We'll see you.
And check us out on Facebook, Twitter, and our Instagram account.
You got it.
All right. See you later. Bye-bye.